A lot of players, when they try to serve, they do this, they don't get power, or they end up missing. Hey everyone, it's Tyler from Tennis with Tyler, and today we're going over one of my top tips for the serve. And if you don't already do this, or if you can do this more, it's going to transform your serve. This is too overlooked by so many players. And what is that? It's that you have to have a continuous motion for your serve. A lot of players, their serve is not one continuous motion. So it's like this: they serve and then they wait and then they hit and then they finally foul throw, or they serve, they wait, and then they go. If you see any of the big servers on tour, what does it look like? It looks like they're not even trying, right? And the reason why is because momentum equals power, consistency, and control. I will say that again one more time. Momentum equals power, consistency, and control. The more continuous, the more fluid you are, the more your serve is going to be effective. It is as simple as that. Also, if you struggle with tennis elbow, arm, shoulder pain, anything like that, it's because you're not having one continuous motion. If you can utilize continuous motion, you're not going to have pain at all. So how do we have a continuous motion? Well, all you have to do is just make sure when you serve, you just follow through. Again, when I serve, watch, my racket is never stopping. A lot of players, they toss and they wait and then they hit, right? You want to have a fluid motion. So the number one thing to have a fluid motion is you need to make sure that your tossing arm is synchronized with your serving arm. Once again, if you want to get a fluid, continuous motion, you need to make sure your tossing arm is synchronized with your hitting arm. So how do I make sure my toss is synchronized with my hit? It is very easy. All you're going to do is you're going to say drop, lift, hit. Once again, drop, lift, hit. You're going to start out front, you're going to drop your hands down, you're going to lift your hands up, and then after you lift your hands up, you're going to swing forward. A lot of players, watch, they go like this. They go drop, and then they hit. No, it's not going to be continuous. Drop, lift, hit. Another thing that you can do is you can say 1, 2, 3. If you can say 1, 2, 3, then you're going to get consistency. So say 1, 2, 3. Rhythm is such a big part with having a continuous fluid motion with your serve. If you can utilize rhythm, it's going to make it so much easier for you. So number one, give yourself drop, lift, hit, or 1, 2, 3. Now the next thing, in tennis, to gain control, you have to give up control. I say that every other video. If you guys have been subscribing to me, you need to make sure that you let the racket go. If you hold the racket tight, it's not going to be right, and you're not going to have a fluid motion. It's just not going to work. If you want a fluid motion, you have to make sure that after you toss, you just let that racket go all the way across your body. It's going to go all the way across your body to the point that, look, that you can catch it under your opposite arm. So again, when you're serving, you want to make sure that you hold the racket so loose that you let it go and you finish here. A lot of players, it's not fluid because they make contact and then they wait and then they follow through. That's called a lollipop serve. No, I need to make sure that I follow through fully all of the way. So if you can do these two things, it's going to make a huge difference. The next thing that you can do, it's kind of like cracking a whip, right? If you ever see, I don't even know what those guys are called off the top of my head, but if you ever see in the circus and like, I don't even know, conquistador? I'm not sure, but what do? They bring the whip back and then it's cracking a whip. You want to make sure when you serve, you crack your whip. You want to throw that racket forward. I want to bring this racket back, and then as soon as I bring this racket back, I'm going to accelerate and throw forward. Again, drop, lift, hit. The moment after I lift, I'm going to speed up and go forward. I want you to watch it from the side now. Watch, the moment that I lift, what am I going to do? I'm going to bring the racket over my head. Now, by bringing it back over my head, by being loose, what's going to happen? The racket's going to point downward, and then I'm going to go up to the serve. Once again, I'm going to go out in front. I'm going to bring the racket over my head. I'm going to be so loose that I'm going to throw my racket forward. So watch, the racket's going to go down, and then it's going to go up and forward. So you really want to think that you're bringing it over your head. A great way to think that you're bringing it over your head is you can think that you have a birthday party hat on the top of your head. You're knocking the birthday party hat off. Another way you can think of it is that you're brushing your hair, right? So when you serve, you're going to bring it over, you're going to brush your hair, and then you're going to throw it forward. And for me, I don't have that much hair. I'm making a comeback. I think I found a good cut, but people always ask, why do I have hats in my videos? And the reason why I wear hats is not because I don't have hair now, but in 5-10 years, if I don't have hair, I'm going to look the exact same because I'm always wearing a hat. So regardless of my coaching career and my hair, if I don't get a transplant, which I probably will, be making a trip to Istanbul, what am I going to do? I'm just going to wear a hat. You guys won't even know. But getting back to it, we have hair now. You're going to brush your hair, and then you're going to throw it forward. The last thing that I can leave every single one of you with is make sure that you hear your racket. You want to hear the whoosh. You want to feel the whoosh. You want to be the whoosh. I want you, when you serve, I want you to really be able to hear your racket speed, okay? Now, when we utilize these tips, having one continuous motion, it's not going to just come to you. You're not going to go out after this, close YouTube, go out to your next match, and be able to serve consistently with one fluid motion. This is something that I would recommend doing in practice points or when you're up 40 love, when you know that you're beating your opponent, when you're winning the points, right? Don't do this when you start out playing your rival in a tournament, like in a tournament final. It's not going to work. You got to get a feel for it. But your ceiling of your serve is going to be so much higher than it was before. I want you to think, if you don't have a fluid motion, not only your arm and shoulder is going to break down, it's probably going to hurt, but you can only serve so fast by having no fluidity. But now, since I'm really accelerating, letting my racket go, the ceiling for my serve, the power, control, consistency, spin, is going to be so much higher than it was before you watched this video. Now, if you guys want even more tips and tricks on your serve, make sure to click the link in the description on the Instantly Improve My Serve ebook. I'd love if you guys get it. Stop watching all these videos, other coaches. Stop paying for all these lessons. Just download my ebook. It's interactive, gives you examples, drills to do, different videos, different tactics. It's the best book ever. Make sure to click the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe to me on YouTube. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers. That's all I'm doing. As long as I see the numbers go, I'll keep on doing this every day. And make sure to comment if this helped. Have a good one, happy hitting, and I'll see you guys next time on court.